Today I'd like to walk you through the basics of how to use your Macintosh computer. This is not about your iPhone or your iPad. This is about your Macintosh computer. I get a lot of questions from people who just want to know the basics, so that's what we're going to cover today. If you already know the basics and you're comfortable with it, then this may not be of value to you. Feel free to skip the recording. But for those of you who would like to just have an overview of the various things that you might want to do, how do I find something with my Mac? How do I change my settings? Those kinds of things, those are what we're going to talk about today. Ready? Here we go. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the possibility of how do we find things on our Mac. So over in the very top of the screen, there is a little thing that looks like a magnifying glass. And when you hit that, something comes up called Spotlight Search. And so you can type in there something that you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for photos or you're looking for documents. So let's go document. Okay. And it will pop up and ask you to, it may do something like that. I was trying to use Mac. I don't have a subscription to Microsoft Word, and it wants me to pay for it. But anyhow, your documents are right there. Okay? The other thing you can do if you don't want to use this magnifying glass is you can go over here to the Finder window. Now I'm going to spend a little bit of time in Finder, so I'm going to see if I can get rid of this thing out of the way. And let's talk about how we find things in Finder. So Finder automatically puts things in categories. So for example, documents. If you have a document that you have recently done, it should be in this file. Applications. If you're looking for an application, you don't know what the heck you've got on your Mac. And this is how you look and see which applications are currently running on your Macintosh. What's on your desktop? If you've hidden something on your desktop and you don't know where it is, you see I put mine into folders, which makes it a little easier to find something when I go to look for it. I have folders for different things. For example, images. Any images that I've used that I want to keep around. Or even miscellaneous. So if I want to pull up a screenshot that I took, I can do that and pull it up and learn how to cancel a subscription on Google Play, for example. Or whatever else that you may have saved in that file that you want to look at. So we're going to go back again to the Finder. You'll see also that you have your downloads. Now your downloads will have anything that you've downloaded recently there. And if you're looking to maximize the space on your hard drive, one of the best things you can do is to delete some of these. For example, I have Open Office here, and it's 173.4 megabytes. If I needed to get rid of something to create space on my hard drive, that would probably be one of the first things I would delete. And in order to delete it, you just click it and you move it to trash, and that's it. And then when you close your trash, that will eliminate it. If you've worked with something recently, or if you just want to see what was done recently on your Mac, you just open the recents and all of that's there for you. Pictures, same thing. So you can look at pictures, you can see if they come in a format like on yours like they do on mine, where you can't see the actual image, you can change that a little bit around to where you can see little snapshots of it by simply click on this one instead of this one. This one will just show you that you've got a list of photos. Okay, everybody with me? Good deal. Let's move on. So that's how you use Finder to locate a document or an image or a presentation or whatever it is that you've been working on. Let's also talk about a couple of other issues here before we close this short video. Another one of the questions that I get a lot is about mail and how to deal with mail. So let's open up the Mail app. Under this, Mail, you can go to About Mail and it'll tell you which version you're running. This is very important if you're going to email me or email somebody else to know which version of the software that you're running, because there are slight differences between those different versions. It's helpful to those people who are trying to help you to know what version you're running. Okay. Also, you can set your system preferences here. And we'll talk a little bit about this in just a minute, about how to go through your system preferences. But let's stay on mail for just right now. So you can go to accounts and look at the accounts that you have coming into your mail. And if you have these set up in Mail on Apple, they'll all come in to your Apple Mail app right here. And when you pull up Mail, you'll get anything from any of those. As you can see, I've got one went into archive, 5 that automatically went into junk because I have certain emails that I get that I don't care about seeing. So I've sent them to automatically go to junk. And I have one from Google and one from 6 from Yahoo. So if I wanted to read those, I would just simply click on Yahoo and I'd be able to read whatever messages that I have there. So how do we add a new mail account? We go to Mail, Add Account, and then depending on what kind of an account it is it an account for Apple? Is it an iCloud account? Is it a Google account? Is it a Yahoo account? Is it some other account, website that you might have? You select whichever it is and you hit Continue. And then you type in the email address for that particular website. So for example, if I was setting up paul@paulbailey.com, I would type that in there, and then I'd type in the password that I had given myself so that I could check it. And then I'd be able to sign in. Okay? That simple to get your new mail from your mail menu there. Okay. Let's go over to system preferences and talk just a little bit about that, because this is another one of the major questions that I get, is navigating the system preferences. So the ones that we'll talk mostly about are going to be General, Desktop and Screensaver, Mission Control, and Security and Privacy. So let's start with General. You can choose the appearance of your website or your computer by changing your appearance here. As you see, I'm using light. If I wanted to choose to dark, you can see that it would change the way that I look at things, or automatic, where it is light in the daytime and dark at night. I prefer light, so I'm going to stay on that. You can also choose the accent color. You see the blue in the highlight up here? If I chose red, it would then turn, or purple, it would turn to there. If I chose red, so forth, green. You can have anything you like. I like blue, so that's the way I start. And then you can also choose the size of your sidebar icons, and I chose medium. Set a lot of different things here in the General tab, so take a few moments and look through your General tab and see how you want to set up your Mac. As for Desktop and Screensaver, there is an automatic screensaver for your Mac, and you can choose whichever one you want to play. And then when that's done, you can set it for Sierras, you can set it for flowers, whatever you want to see when your screensaver comes up. I have mine set to start after 20 minutes, and the reality is it never does, because when I'm finished with my Mac, I usually close it down. So, but for those of you who use screensavers, that's how that's done. Let's talk about Mission Control. It gives you an overview of your open windows, thumbnails, and your full screen applications all arranged in a unified view. And you can control and change how this works, so which keyboard shortcuts you want to use and that kind of thing. So it's a good idea to spend a little time going through this Mission Control. Play with it a little bit. You really can't hurt anything. Let's ask last and not least about security and privacy, because this is a huge, huge deal. to maintain your privacy. You're going to have to click this, and I'll have to use my password to get into this. And now you see the lock is unlocked, so I can make any changes that I wanted to. So let's go to General. I can see the login password has been set, and I can change that, and I can require the password immediately, or 5 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 4 hours, 8 hours, whatever I want. If you're at home and you're using your own computer, it doesn't matter how you set this. If you are in a business setting or you have your computer elsewhere, it's a really good idea to require immediate sign-on. So they would have to have your password to get into that computer. It's a good thing to do. Okay, we were at security and privacy. Let's talk about the file vault. So File Vault secures the data on your disk by encrypting its contents automatically. So you can see File Vault is turned on for the disk Macintosh HD, and a recovery key has been set. And if I wanted to make changes to that, I could click here and use my password to unlock that. And I could turn off File Vault if I wanted to, or I could make changes to it if I wanted to. I could also go to the advanced key if I wanted to. So that's File Vault. I don't want to make any more changes, so I'm going to double click this, lock it up again, and away we go. Firewall. My firewall is on, and it's turned on to prevent unauthorized applications, programs, and services from accepting incoming connections from the internet. I strongly suggest that with the way things are in today's world, that you set up your firewall to be on. If I wanted to turn it off, I would simply click again here, and I'm going to have to use my password to get in, and this is the password that I would use to sign into my Mac. And I could turn off my firewall, or I could set up firewall options. In firewall options, it's going to allow me to allow incoming connections or disallow. So if I wanted to change anything, for example, if I wanted to change so that my Keynote app blocks incoming connections, I could do that. Or if my WebKit blocked something, I could change that. So whatever I wanted to change, I could change that. And when you're done, of course, double click or click on the lock again, and you're in good shape. For privacy, and again, you need to use the password to get into this, and this is just for your own protection. You can go to your contacts and to see the applications that are checked to access your contacts. Mine, you can see my system's information and my pages, and then Open Office are set. For calendars, if you have them, or reminders, photos, what you can use it with, camera. And just you can play with this on your own and looking through it. But it's very important that you learn a little bit about this and play around with the settings. Again, when you don't want to make changes, make sure that lock is changed so you don't accidentally make changes that you don't want. I hope this short video has been advantageous to you and that you will find it useful. My name is Paul Bailey. I used to be with the Have a Mac users group there in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And I hope you will enjoy this video and pass it on to anyone else that you think might enjoy watching it. Have a great day. We will talk to you sometime in the future. Bye-bye.